So, welcome everyone to Thinking WWE. I recently made my return to the WWE after not watching since 2012. Crazy, right? And back then, my favorites were Triple H, John Cena, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton. But coming back after all these years, I found myself completely drawn in by something fresh, and let me tell you, the one thing that's really captured my attention is the incredible storyline between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Now back when I watched, it wasn't really women's matches that got me hooked, but right off the jump, this Rivalry storyline made me so interested, so I had to go back and watch everything from day one. Throughout my watch of this build up, it made me fall in love with WWE again and its amazing storylines, so I'd like to walk through how I felt and seeing everything from my view, and hopefully you all can give me some suggestions on where to go next.
The reason why Becky Lynch is champion is because she beat Liv Morgan.
So, when I first seen Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, it was at Bad Blood, and to see Rhea just use that kendo stick on Dom had me literally like, what the f***? It was ruthless and unlike any women's match I had ever seen. So after all that happened, I had to dig back into the archives and see exactly what made these two have such an intense rivalry. Soon enough, I was thrown for a surprise and I found out that these two once teamed up, and I was quite intrigued. I sat there thinking, wait, these two together? It didn't really seem like the most obvious pairing. You've got Rhea, who's this absolute powerhouse with her dark edgy persona, and then there's Liv, who's more of an underdog fighting to prove herself every step of the way. But honestly, the differences in them is what got me hooked from the start. I loved how unpredictable it felt, almost like I never knew where things were headed, and that excitement alone made me look forward to every episode. As the show progressed and their partnership grew, I started to feel the tension slowly bubbling under the surface. There was just something so real about how they interacted. You could tell Liv wanted to prove herself to Rhea, but on the other end, you could also sense Rhea's internal struggle. She wanted to win. And you could feel her growing frustration with Liv more and more every single fight. It wasn't really all that obvious at first, as it was the subtle things that you had to pay attention to, and it had me constantly wondering if they were going to make it as a team or if this whole thing was going to just explode. That question right there lingered in my mind and made me even more invested. Then, ladies and gentlemen, the moment, the breakup.
I needed you! I've always been there when you need you!
She upset some. Come on, Rhea. Not done yet.
Oh no. Look out.
Riptide at the expense of Liv Morgan.
And man, I have to tell you, it was brutal. When watching Rhea turn on Liv, my jaw was dropped. It wasn't just a normal betrayal, this one felt extremely personal. Watching Rhea snap, seeing the look on Liv's face, it all just hit me. I didn't see it coming, at least not in that way. It truly felt like I was in Liv's corner from a distance as I really started to root for her to finally prove herself, and then bam! Rhea completely annihilates her. I think what really made this moment so impactful was the emotional depth behind it, as it wasn't just about Rhea turning heel, it was about Liv's growth and the bond they had built. So to see it get torn apart felt like a punch to the gut. After all this happened, I felt like Liv actually has something to prove, and not just to the WWE Universe, but to herself. And that's what makes her story so inspiring. Watching Liv fight her way back and become stronger with each match was like watching the underdog finally start to win. When she got that huge win over Sasha Banks, it finally felt like a massive step in the right direction, as she no longer had her partner in crime, but she fully gained her confidence back. As a fan, it's moments like these that make wrestling special. You start to get attached to the characters and their journeys, and Liv's rise after the breakup felt like a win for everyone who's ever been counted out in life. Now with all that positiveness, on the flip side, Rhea's transformation was truly something else. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about her after the betrayal, but then she started embracing this darker, more brutal side, and I couldn't help but give it a chance. Rhea soon joined the Judgment Day, and it was like she unlocked a whole new level of dominance. Watching her destroy her opponents like Asuka, for example, made me realize I couldn't deny how captivating she was in the ring. It's the unpredictability in her character that makes me appreciate her even more, despite everything that happened with Liv. It was like watching her fully embrace the villain role instead of running from it, and in a way, it was still so compelling. I didn't necessarily want to root for her, but I couldn't take my eyes off her matches. What really makes this storyline stand out to me is how well they're able to rope me in. It isn't just about the matches or the promos, it's about the journey these two characters are going on. The highs and the lows feel real, and it reminds me why I loved wrestling in the first place. It's not just a physical competition, it's storytelling at its best. The chemistry between Rhea and Liv, the tension, the heartbreak, and ultimately the growth, it all came together in a way that felt unique. It wasn't a rushed storyline or a predictable one to me, as it took some time to build up, letting us fans get attached to then only take us on a roller coaster. As I continue to follow this storyline and catch up on others, my passion for the WWE has been revamped and I'm ready to rejoin the WWE Universe with you all. I thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.